Before Alaska was a state, before airstrips, before maps had names, there were the Agdaagux, a people living at the edge of the world between sea and sky. King Cove lies 625 miles southwest of Anchorage on the jagged coast of the Alaskan Peninsula. Wild-cut cliffs, endless fog, a place where the ocean rules every hour and survival means knowing its moods. The geographic region is remote, accessible only by air or sea. These are the Agdaagux, the Aleut people. For more than 4,000 years, they've lived here, where the tundra meets the tide. The name Agdaagux comes from the Agdaagux language. It speaks of resilience, of staying, even when leaving might be easier. Their ancestors traveled the Aleutian chain following the salmon, the seals, the rhythm of the seasons, homes built of driftwood and whale bones, and songs carried by the wind across the cold Pacific. To outsiders, it looks like isolation, but to them, it's home, alive with memory, story, and spirit. King Cove grew from a salmon cannery built in 1911. A superintendent named Harold H. Smith sailed from Bellingham in April 1911 to begin construction, and the plant was completed by June 1st, 1911. In its first year, the cannery processed about 45,000 cases of canned salmon. Over time, the facility expanded beyond just salmon to include crab, bottomfish, pollock, cod, and halibut. The cannery drew workers from several backgrounds, including the Aleut people of the region, Scandinavian and other European immigrants, and Asian workers such as the Chinese, Japanese, and Filipino in the early years. The indigenous people often did local fishing and processing work, and the Asian workers often worked in lower paid or more hazardous processing work, and European settlers and managers ran the plant. The cannery operated continuously from 1911 until 1976, when a fire partially destroyed it, after which it was rebuilt. Fishing was more than work, it was life, a tie between modern trade and ancient sustenance. The community grew, and in 1949, King Cove became a city. Built through it all, the Agdaagux people kept their language, their kinship, and their way with the sea. Even now, every tide still brings something familiar. Cod, halibut, salmon, and stories of those who came before. The Aleutian's East Borough is breathtaking. Fog rolling over mountains, volcanic peaks, and waves colliding with rocky shores. But beauty here is wild, dangerous. Winds can reach 100 miles per hour. Planes grounded for days, boats swallowed by fog. It's why the people of King Cove fought for decades for a safe road, a lifeline to the all-weather airport in Cold Bay. When the storm closes in, every minute can mean a life. Because of severe weather and remote location, access to health emergencies is often compromised. They say the lack of safe access roads threatens lives. And for years, Agdaagux Tribe has asked for one thing: connection. Not for commerce, not for convenience, for survival. Elders, mothers, and leaders have testified before Congress pleading for the 11-mile corridor across Ozempic National Wildlife Refuge, a passage that could save lives during medevac emergencies. This road would substantially improve emergency access and transportation. It has been reported since 1980 at least 20 people have died in King Cove while waiting for medical support. The 11-mile figure refers to the new segment of gravel road that would need to be built through lands of the wilderness to complete a continuous land link between existing roads near King Cove and the Cold Bay site. The draft environmental documents indicate approximately 11 miles of new construction would be required on lands that previously did not have a road. The arguments over the wildlife and habitat concerns the road would cut through one of the world's largest eelgrass and bed watershed ecosystems, which is a critical habitat for migratory birds like the Pacific black brant and emperor geese. Disruption is argued to have large ecological consequences. Yet, the road is not yet built, and there are still unresolved issues around legal authority and the wilderness protection status. As of late 2024 and early 25, the federal administration has expressed conditional support for the land exchange, which is a key step forward enabling the road. For the local indigenous community and residents of King Cove, the road represents connectivity and security in emergencies. To them, it's not politics, it's protection. It is the right to reach help before the storm takes them away. The Indian Community Development Block Grant was awarded to Agdaagux Tribe under the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. They manage community services and senior housing renovations. The Agdaagux Tribe of King Cove is a federally recognized nation, sovereign, self-governing, guided by its tribal council. The Agdaagux Tribe of King Cove is a federally recognized nation, sovereign, self-governing, guided by its tribal council. The tribe's mission, as stated, includes keeping alive the cultural traditions of the indigenous people and maintaining environmental stewardship of their traditional lands. They lead programs in environmental care, housing, youth development, and cultural preservation. Their mission is simple: to protect their people, their heritage, and their home. Every policy, every grant, every meeting is another way to keep their identity alive on a peninsula that tests strength every day. Culture isn't in museums here, it's in motion. In the way the community fishes, the way elders tell stories to youth, and the way the wind carries the language to their ancestors. The Agdaagux Indian Assistance Program teaches environmental stewardship, education, ocean and community cleanups, e-waste, recycling, ocean acidification, shellfish and water monitoring, ocean safety, respect for land, and more for community health. This is science and tradition braided together. Ancient wisdom meeting modern care. Their website has an enrollment application and links to a form to request a certificate of degree of Indian or Alaska Native blood from the Bureau of Indian Affairs. The site does not provide a clear statement of minimum blood quantum, base role ancestry, or must have descended from a family member type clause. Step outside King Cove and you'll see it. Mountains that hold the bones of time. Volcanic ridges older than memory. Tundra that blooms for only a moment before winter claims it back. To live here is to understand impermanence and endurance. Every stone, every wave, every story whispers, "We are still here," because they are the descendants of those who weathered storms no one else could. Today, around 1,000 people call King Cove home, a mix of native and non-native residents. The cultural milieu includes Unagan, Aleut heritage, and Scandinavian, European settler influence. The economy turns with the tides. Commercial fishing, seafood processing, and local trade. They're shaping the future that honors the past while teaching the next generation how to stand in both worlds, traditional and modern, side by side. The tribe's reach extends beyond business into classrooms, environmental projects, and cultural preservation. Here is the meaning behind their tribal flag emblem logo. The people holding hands symbolizes community, unity, and continuity of cultural traditions among their people. The clothing shown reflects traditional Unagan Aleut attire honoring their heritage. The fish represents subsistence, abundance, and the vital role of the ocean and fishing in the tribe's way of life and survival. The circular arrangement signifies balance, harmony, and the interconnectedness of people, nature, and tradition. Altogether, the emblem expresses the tribe's deep ties to the land and sea, their cultural strength, and the importance of unity and tradition in community life. The Agdaagux Tribe speaks the Unagam Tinu dialect, and the most common and everyday phrases you may hear are Ang Tayagaga U Kiligilish Kaga Lahu Askliskan Inachanahu. The root of their tribal name, Agdaagux, means renewal, to make something new again. Unagahux means the people. There is limited publicity on the traditional garments that Agdaagux tribe wore. Much of what we know inferred from broader Unagahux culture and neighboring indigenous tribes. The Agdaagux made heavy and weather-resistant clothing from materials at hand such as sea mammal skins, seal, sea lion fur, fish skin, and gut skins, as well as skin parkas that have an outer coat made of seal or sea lion skin with fur lining. The seal skin or fish skin were made into trousers and boots for marine hunting or wet weather, some trousers with attached socks or waterproof mittens. The Unagahux developed garments from materials sourced from their marine coastal environment. Garments were commonly made from waterproof skin and gut. A museum item describing a gut skin cape or kemlika made of sea mammal intestines with tufts of hair and red and green wool worked into the seams. Sometimes the cuffs, collar, and border are decorated with bands of dyed esophagus, caribou hair, stitching, and cormorant feathers. The Kamlika gut skin cape is one example. These would have been important in a marine hunting, windy, wet environment. The bentwood hat visor is part of this category, worn by hunters for skin and spray protection and spiritual connection. The cape mentioned is derived from a European greatcoat, but executed in Unagahux materials decorated elaborately. Their core food sources rely heavily on sea-based resources such as seal, sea lion, whale, and sea otter. They also fished species like salmon, Pacific halibut, cod, shellfish, and mollusks were important. On the land and shore, birds, seaweed, berries, and wild plants were consumed. The diet was seasonally patterned with different resources available at different times of the year. There was division of labor. Men largely undertook marine hunts like kayaks and skin boats for big game. Women and children gathered plants, berries, fish, birds, and bird eggs. All parts of the harvested animals were used for food, clothing, and tools for survival. Sea lion skins for boats or clothing, and oil from sea mammals for lamps and food. Because the environment is cold, wet, and remote, methods of preservation were vital. They dried, smoked, and fermented foods to store them for lean periods. The foods were sometimes eaten raw or partially raw to maximize nutrients and preserve them. Gathering wild greens, berries, and kelp complemented the heavy animal food diet and added a variety of nutrients. An elder from King Cove stated salmon is a major staple. They have what's called a fish pie. It is a traditional food consisting of layers of rice, salmon, and onions. The plant list around the Unamak area includes wild strawberry called Tadangax. Sea-lovage young leaves are called Unagagux Kansan. They have a plethora of berries in their region, such as salmonberry, wild red raspberry, dwarf raspberry, bearberry, oval leaf blueberry, and mountain ash. The seaweed, chitons, clams, mussels, and limpets were harvested at low tide. Agdaagux means sustenance, a concept for gathering and living from the land and sea. Here's how the diet and harvest change with the seasons. In the summer, they have many fish runs, collect abundant seaweed, and berries become ripe. Birds migrate and eggs are collected. In the fall, fish runs slow down and hunting of ducks and geese starts as preparation for winter begins. During the winter, there is lower availability of some resources. Reliance increases on preserved foods and resources such as seaweed and shellfish, stored meat, and fish were eaten. Historically, people harvested tidal foods throughout the year. February and March, as spring rolls in, were typically months of food scarcity, so during these times, they relied more on tidal foods that could be found on the beach at low tide. Some call King Cove remote. The Agdaagux call it sacred. They live where the earth ends and something deeper begins, where waves crash against memory and fog hides the future but never erases it. They are the Agdaagux Tribe of King Cove, people of the sea and storm, of courage, kinship, and continuity. Not forgotten, not lost, enduring, always at the edge of the world.